the investments into a startup, there are two different aspects which we look at. The first one is startup itself, right? The second aspect of investing in a startup, and which is the most important one, is the founders. Regarding, let's say, the investments into a startup, there are two different aspects which we look at. The first one is startup itself, right? Once you are evaluating the startups, you tend to look at the kind of segment they are in. So it's again a function of two things. One, the segment which you are in, whether the segment is growing or declining, whether, let's say, newer technologies are coming to disrupt it. So those are the kind of aspects which are relevant for the industry. But the second aspect, which is also important to note, is that most of the investors have got experience in certain sectors. So, for example, in case I am more comfortable in investing in a fintech or media tech kind of companies, and you bring me D2C, chances of us investing in that kind of a company tends to be low. So it's not a function of just the industry, it's the investor focus as well. The second aspect of investing in a startup, and which is the most important one, is the founders. Because given our experience of more than a decade into this investing industry, what we have seen is the founders start with a particular problem set, but over the years, let's say 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, things change in that industry, whether it's an external disruption because of newer technologies coming in, or secondly, it could be the shift in focus internally as well. So most of the businesses tend to pivot over a period of time, and hence the initial idea sometimes becomes a lot more irrelevant, and hence the major aspect of investing in a startup is the founders. Now, in terms of founders, what we generally look at, the paramount thing out there is ethics and honesty. Because while you're building a business to last, these are the traits which will keep your organization alive. Then we also look at what's your experience of building startups into that particular area. Either you are a second time founder, what you have done before. In case it's your first startup, then what's your current experience you bring to the table, which is relevant for that particular company. So those are the kind of aspects which we look at in the founders in terms of investments.